Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada from GMS Tampa Bay #07, coming at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Alright, before I jump into this here lesson, just as a quick little side note, for you Akim that's pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and putting up your videos, all you brothers know how it is putting up these here videos, sometimes shit just don't go your way, Satan be getting at you, I actually just filmed this here video right before this, and it was a pretty lengthy video, and it got corrupted, we all hate when that shit happens, but normally I'd be like furious and heated, but nevertheless, hey man, we got to endure all of that, these are just but small afflictions, but nevertheless, we're going to just jump right back on into this here article again. All right. But nevertheless, I brought this here out. And Salaki, if I, may repeat something twice or, refer to me repeating something twice. Like I said, I just recorded this video and it got corrupted. But, the reasons I was bringing this here video out, these here articles out was, showing more or less the times that we in, I had referenced, saying that we always use that we in those times, we always say things like that, but in reality, we beyond those times, so the analogy that I gave in the prior recording to this was, you in the Super Bowl, right? That's, it's like us saying we in those times, all right, bro, we in the Super Bowl. It's actually game time. We on the field, the ball is in play. It's game time, now it's the time to, to put all your cards forth right now, right here, right now, that's how, things used to be. But now we at that 2-minute warning. All right. And, we on a defense and, we got to make sure that they don't score. At least they win the game, So, you know what I mean? That's basically the times that we in. We right here, anything can happen. The whole crowd is standing up on their feet, fingers crossed and so on and so forth, because they know something is about to happen, and that's basically the times that we in. All right. We right here in the times where everybody's fingers is crossed. You know what I'm saying? People standing up, be like, yo, like, are they going to really make this here touchdown? Are they going to really, you know what I'm saying? And in reality, what we doing is like, yo, is Esau really going to do this shit for real? You know what I'm saying? And if he going to do this, meaning, if they going to go for that play, all right, then we know that the Lord is going to come back and try to stop him. Not try to stop him, but the Lord going to come back and stop him with this play. All right. So like I said, we've you've been hearing us say, for as long as anybody can remember, hey, we in those times. But again, we at the Super Bowl. Yeah, we at the Super Bowl. It's that time, the big game. We on the field. The coin toss went off, kickoff went off. Yeah, it's game time. We actually playing the game now. But at the end, we in the 2-minute warning now. All right, it's real dire. All right, so I'll bring these here articles out to show the times we in. And this is dealing more or less with the mark of the beast, not the chip itself, but the system. All right, and just as a preview to what kind of society you're gonna be living in. All right, well, the type of society Esau would have projected for you to be living in. All right. It says Japanese facing extinction as humans turn to silicone sex dolls. Japanese birth rates fall below 1 million mark last year, experts have pointed the fingers at rising population of sex dolls for singletons. The issue is the focus of RT's documentary Substitutes, in which experts warn that sex dolls are fueling the national mood of loneliness and alienation, making people less interested in human relationships and procreation, turning the Japanese into an endangered species. All right. Like I referenced in the other video, I kind of went into other little things as well too, but we're going to just start with the Georgia Guidestones. All right. The Georgia Guidestones tell you, this was set up by Esau, first of all, but the so-called white man. This is his plan and his so-called commandments, his rulership, his shit that he trying to do for his new world order. All right. And on there it says he wants to maintain a population under 500 million. All right. Which if we have 7 billion people on the planet Earth, that means you have to reduce the population or kill off 6.5 billion people. All right. And if you look at it from that point of stance, all right, and you take note to all the things that's going on around the world, it makes perfect sense. All right. Now you see why he's over here indiscriminately bombing the Middle East, just bombing and killing all these damn civilians and shit, only hitting like less than, I want to say like 2% of his targets, And wait, yeah, only hitting like around 2% of his targets, or the abortions that's going on, or the other things that I referenced was the feminist movement, the MGTOW movement, social media movement, or not movement, but social media, the LGBTQ whatever movement, And if you don't know about MGTOW and feminists, basically what that is, we'll start with feminists. Feminists is the shit where they, contrary to popular belief, what they tell you that it's so-called about, they can say it's all about this, this, and that, but at the end of the day, like the scriptures say, judge a tree by its fruits. You'll know a tree by its fruits, Don't look at what's advertised on the package. See what it's really worth, But nevertheless, it's basically a division, to divide the women, basically put the women up on a pedestal over top of the man, which that's improper order. That's against the order of the Most High, which is gonna cause conflict and just everything fucked up, basically, You have, so they give these women these high paying jobs and so on and so forth, right? But on the flip side, they don't give the guys those same kind of jobs. They replace the guys with the women, so there's hostility there. All right, now these women becoming proud, they so-called independent women. They can do all the things men can do, Now men, I don't really have to get too far into it. If that's something you want to look into on your own, feminist, what a feminist is and what MGTOW is and so on and so forth, and you can understand that, you'll understand the conditions of basically society when it comes to relationships with men and women. All right. And if you understand what social media does to basically the people's minds as far as developing narcissism, if you don't know what that is, that's something that's well to look into. All right. It basically makes people a bunch of narcissists, Basically, it's just me. They worship their own damn self, Everything has to be around them. The whole world revolves around them. All right. And then in school, what is that shit called? Instead of giving first place, second place, so on and so forth, we're gonna give everybody a trophy for participating, because we want to what is that shit called? Not your feelings. We don't want to hurt your feelings, but basically they want to cater to everybody. But what that's doing is destroying every damn body, because people can't take certain things in life, and then they just wind up breaking down and bugging out, If you have, it's like a child that you spoil. You have a child, you give a child everything in life, as you raising them as your child, They grow up and go into the real world, and they go inside the store and they say they want this, but they don't got no money for it, and they're like, well, we sorry, you got to pay X amount of dollars for this. That person want to break down and start crying, have a temper tantrum like a 3-year-old and shit like that, or just take it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that happens. So same way with all this can't think of the word, how they saying it, it's like pacifying all this shit, but like the shit, like I was saying in school with the trophies and shit like that, they don't want to give a first and a second place trophy because they don't want one of the kids to feel bad, Well, in reality, you should feel bad. You should feel bad, one, that you didn't try, or not to say you didn't try hard enough, but you wasn't good enough to beat your opponent. Maybe they tried harder than you, or maybe they was more skilled than you. That's just how it is. Maybe you should go back to the drawing board and practice a little more, But instead, they want everybody to feel, so-called equally, and that's getting into a little psychology and shit, but you can understand what's going on. If you into that type of shit, you'll understand why the whole world's all fucked up now. And everybody got to be so-called PC about every damn thing. But it's just destroying the relationships with these people. All right. And so, like I was saying, the narcissism from Facebook, I can't think of the word, the responsibility, well, yeah, you can call it responsibility, but, of these people, like what I'm saying with the trophies and stuff like that. All right. The homosexuality. All right. With the homosexuality, they're not reproducing. Men and men can't reproduce. Women and women can't reproduce. All right. Transgenders can't reproduce. All right. And so, when you go into those things like that, and then you get into the MGTOW and the feminist movement, men and women ain't want to deal with each other no more. But at the end of the day, what's going on? You have a zero population growth. All right. Meaning nobody's being, replenished on the earth. All right. Meaning that, with all the chemtrails, the bombing, the murdering, the famines and shit that the so-called white man is bringing down on the rest of the planet, he's killing off half the damn planet and stopping other people from reproducing. All right. This is all what he's trying to get at, It says, let me go back up into this. It says, experts warn that sex dolls are fueling the national mood of loneliness and alienation, making people less interested in human relationships and procreation. So why is there a national mood of loneliness and alienation? That's just not in Japan. That's pretty much, well, I can't speak for other countries. I'm not there, but here in America it's the same way too, you know? But why is it that way? Because you was programmed for that, all that, all right? For you to be able to get into this system that they have coming up, problem, reaction, solution, all right? But they say the fueling the national mood of loneliness and alienation. Why? Because you've been put into these groups that alienate you from other people, all right? If you're a feminist, you can't love a man. That's just like, you can't be a real feminist and love a man. That's just, it's not in it. That's well, I mean, that's a little bit more debatable whether or not women can love a man or not anyway, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, she gonna think that she's God over top of the man, and, you know, she the head of the household. She wear the pants in a relationship, you know? So she can't get with no strong-willed man. The only man she can get with is a little simp, somebody who need, you know, mama to take care of them like that, you know? But nevertheless, when it comes to, you know, same with the feminists, but when it comes to Facebook, people that live in these facades, you know, they always trying to live a better and better life based off of these fake ass lives that they seeing from other people posting, you know. So let's say somebody posts on their Instagram or Facebook or whatever, them taking a picture inside a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce or something. Maybe this is their profile picture. You scrolling through their profile and you see them, and you know, you evaluating them comparably to you. Well, they like my same age. We both so-called black. How come he drive a Benz and I ain't got no Benz? I need to get a Benz. You see what I'm saying? That type of shit, you know? Not knowing that that's somebody, like, that's a car he just posed on top of in the damn parking lot. You know, he just walked through the mall and seen that shit. But you over here chasing that shit, you know, not ever being fulfilled with that, you know? But nevertheless, it's a fake ass facade. But all these different things is so-called alienating people from one another. With the feminists and the MGTOW, men and women ain't want to have a relationship with one another. Facebook, you got this fake ass facade set up, so you living as a avatar, a character. All right, you're not your real self. Your real mind know how to function as you, but you trying to live through this facade and this fake ass character that you always acting. All right, and then you know, with how do I say the LGBT community or whatever, whatnot. You know, these people. There was another article I brought out about that with them so-called creating babies out of nothing, but nevertheless, that's also dividing people, because these people are so proud overall. They basically just want to go out and just be fucking around in the most wicked way overall. They don't want no kids. They shouldn't have no kids, but you know what I'm saying? They just having, how do I say, hard times coping with them, their own self, and in reality, a real significant other. Everything they got right now is more or less like a fling, you know? They can't find that real fulfillment because you need that in the opposite sex. All right? But nevertheless, all these different things are driving the so-called Americans apart from one another and from their own self. All right, creating a condition to where, actually, I'm gonna get to the other article and I'll paint the picture, the place that they trying to get you at. All right, it says industry insiders claim that up to 2,000 lifelike dolls with adjustable fingers and removable heads and genitals are sold in Japan annually in Japan. For sex doll salesman Noboru Tanaka, the advantage of owning one of the $3,700 synthetic dolls is a lack of expectations. It's amazing feeling. It's an amazing feeling. It looks like a doll, but you feel as though it's really alive. He told RT. All right, now when I was speaking earlier about you know, getting the trophies in school and so on and so forth, you know, and building up, I can't think of the damn word I want to use for that, but nevertheless, you know, if you understand the idea of what I'm trying to say, how these people's self-esteem is so low, they don't have thick skin, more or less to say, because they've always been pampered and sheltered their whole life. All right, it says when you love your wife, there can be some problems with the doll. None of that matters. All right, now briefly touching on another topic. This is why women only need to be with one man, because let's say, oh, fuck it, I'll give you another example. Women is fucking like a regular size male, penis wise, right? Her regular man, right? All that's good and dandy. She happy and satisfied with that. But now she go to the store and go buy her big ass, fake ass dildo. This shit way bigger than any human being could be, right? You see what I'm saying? She's using this and she's getting off with that. Well, you think her man in his regular size is gonna be able to please her after that? So how much more would all these women fucking around with all these other men? You see what I'm saying? So you getting all these different experiences. It's like chasing a high you're gonna never be fulfilled with. All right. But nevertheless, you know, if like I said, if this man is having sex with his wife and she's complaining, oh, you got his erectile dysfunction, or you whatever, whatnot. She's complaining about that, and he feeling a little embarrassed about it or whatever, whatnot. What they saying is, look, they trying to sell you something. You know, they this is advertisement 101. Play to people's weaknesses and their emotions. All right. You know how many men is out there suffering from these things? That's why you see these Viagra commercials all the time. All right. But nevertheless, they're like, yo, man, if she talking that shit, man, get you a sex robot. They don't talk shit. They always happy. You see what I'm saying? But on the other end, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, man, you know, like I was saying, they people are, like the article was saying, people are alienated from one another. People don't know how to talk to one another, especially with, like I said, with the Facebook, with this avatar shit. You live a way more grander life than your real life. So, like these women, nah, you can't just come to me with no regular ass pickup line like that, or hey this, hey, whatever, whatnot. But you just a regular ass human being, but you done built this facade. You think of yourself more highly than you ought to. All right. Same here is like this. It says, when you make love to your life, there can be some problems with the dog. None of that matters. All right. So, you know, homeboy living in his own facade. He like, you know what? Instead of me working on my my issues, or my wife just accepting me for who I am, or me just accepting who I am. Now, fuck that. We're going to get this here sex doll, and I'm going to just still be the man and ignore all that. That ain't going to, you know, that ain't going to break my pride or whatever, whatnot, you know. Sometimes you need to understand what the situation that you in, and just, hey, man, take heed to that. You might be in that situation for a reason. All right. It says experts have seen evidence of declining birth rates in areas where there has been contrasting rise in sex doll sales. For Kanako Amano, a demographic expert in the NLI Research Institute in Tokyo, the dolls pose an existential threat to the future of the country, where the population is estimated to decline by a third in the next 30 years. All right. So basically what they're saying is like, yo, man, the population growth is how do you say it, is stagnant, or if it's not stagnant, it's falling. All right. And they projecting that it's going to fall, you know, in the near future, because all these people, all right, just like with your birth controls and all these different things like that, you know, people ain't producing like they would normally be producing. All right. And the Most High said, look, he created male and female, you know, and told them to be fruitful and multiply. All right. So the Most High is against all that contraceptive type of shit, you know. But nevertheless, it says the biggest problem in Japan is the decline of birth rates and population. It's being called a national disaster. She said the Japanese are at a crossroad facing the threat of extinction. We're an endangered species. All right. So, you know, long story short, this is the end outcome to all these different things that I was telling you about. Facebook. That's how Facebook ends. Everybody wanted to be with their own damn self, because they didn't been introduced to all these different so-called perfect people, that they're going to keep scrolling through to find somebody a little bit more perfect than that, where they don't exist. All right. Everybody on Facebook has flaws, but nobody on Facebook is showing you that. Same with, you know, the other platforms they have, you know. And, you know, with the so-called homosexual, hold on, Salakia, got some heathen eyeing me over here, some Edomites. But nevertheless, with the homosexual agenda, right? They don't reproduce either. You see what I'm saying? Male and males can't reproduce. Female and female can't reproduce. All right. MGTOW ain't trying to reproduce with these damn independent feminist women. Independent feminist women don't want nothing to do with no man. All right. So what's the outcome of all these different things? Zero population increase. All right. So none of these lifestyles, none of these ways of being is how do you say, replenishing the earth of the human beings. All right. And the same with these sex dolls. It's just another form to further slow down the how do you say, the reproductive rate. All right. It says loneliness among other people seems to be the main driver of the rise of doll sales in Japan. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Actually, I'm gonna read this here part. It says this guy Moru regularly teams up with his friend Kororo, an owner of up to 20 dolls for drives, trips, and the park. They pose the dolls alongside one another. They pose the dolls alongside each other on park benches before taking photographs, joking about the human qualities of their intimate partners, remarking about how tense or nervous one looks. All right, and you know, again, showing the minds of these people, like they walking around like this shit's normal, taking pictures of this shit in park. Like, yo, ain't nobody looking at you kind of weird as you walking around with a goddamn sex doll. Or I would be looking at you weird, like, yo, why the fuck you need a sex doll? All these bitches out here, go talk to their ass. You know what I'm saying? Just go be yourself with them. Somebody will like you, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, Esau to put this in your mind, you don't ever want to leave nowhere, all right? They be walking around with this shit just all damn day, you know? They can feel more manly, more this and that without actually changing or doing nothing in their life, you know? You can have a dude, you know what I'm saying, who ain't muscular or built or nothing like that, you know, don't go to the gym, some big real fat dude, right? Or obese dude, you know? Got him a little sex doll, but want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or whoever is, you know, real cut up and in shape, you know? So he's over here telling the sex doll that he look like, you know, Brad Pitt or whatever, whatnot, you know? But because of what, the sex doll ain't gonna complain about it. She ain't gonna say shit about it, you know? So you feel more Macho Libre instead of working on your real reality in your own life. Instead of taking responsibilities on where you fucked up at, you just want somebody to come by and fix it for you, all right? And same way, instead of trying to fix and make a relationship with a woman, hey, you just wanted somebody to fix it for you, give you a sex robot. It says the dolls are not only used by older people. However, a young female model popular with teenagers in Japan adores her doll Masaru and says she has no desire to live with men. All right, and you see exactly how this is rolling out, man. You start with the kids, you know, the kids gonna grow up and then they're gonna keep perpetuating this over and over again, all right? So they're pushing this here on the kids, you know, and the younger you are, you know, you have a higher sex drive. So what? You're gonna be wanting to fucking around all the goddamn time, and what better place to be fucking it than with a sex doll where it don't get pregnant, you ain't gonna catch no STDs. These are the so-called pluses that's gonna be in these people's minds. They're like, oh, we might as well just go ahead and rock with this system, you know? She can't get pregnant. She can't get me for child support. She can't divorce me. She can't leave. You know what I'm saying? I can't catch no STDs from the chick, you know, whatever, whatnot. So everything is all good, you know? And with these younger folks, like I said, their sex drive is a lot higher. They're going to grow up with these things, experimenting with these things, you know? And it's going to be way better than the real deal, you know? Like I was giving the other example about dealing with the chick, you know, with her man and shit, you know? Hold on, it's like I got somebody beside me as well. I don't really want to be talking about this here topic with my windows down next to somebody in the park. So like, give me 1 second to get in this car. But yeah, like I was saying about old girl and our man, and they Slacky, I can give me 1 second. All right, so I guess homeboy went back in, but nevertheless, just like the female that I was saying, you know, she got a man with a regular sized penis, you know, average sized penis or whatever, whatnot. Now she's went to the store and got her this big ass dildo that's bigger than, you know, any human being, and she's getting herself off with that, you know. But now she can't go back to her average sized man and be pleased by him. Why? Because she's used to something like chasing a high. All right, you keep trying to get higher and higher and higher and higher. It's just a never ending chase, you know. So how much more would these youth who experience for the first time sex with a sex robot? Sex robot will allow them to do whatever they want to do. They ain't gonna complain. You know what I'm saying? With a high sex drive, they can keep having sex with it over and over and over again. They don't gotta worry about it cheating on them, sneaking in and out the house, getting pregnant, whatever, whatnot. So what better thing to do it with than one of these sex robots, you know? Now you getting older because, you know, from 16 or however you are growing up, from 16 on up, you've been fucking a sex robot. Now you as an adult, you think you want an actual woman now that's gonna talk back, tell you she want this and that, you gotta provide for this and that. The sex robot, you had to pay for her one time. You see what I'm saying? So it says, and not to mention this is a homosexual with a robot. It says Masaru is not a friend, a family member, or a loved one. She's a creature who accepts my love. She said, I have never consorted with men like that. All right. So she's talking something. She's a creature who accepts my love. But, you know, she's talking about this but she's also speaking. So there's a she speaking, talking about her female robot, right? It says, demographic expert Amano believes that the statistics offer a staggering insight into the problem faced by the Japanese. The curve of unmarried men and women is spiking up. This is the nation's most accurate and trustworthy research, she said. And so this really ain't just a problem over in Japan. This is a problem like everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here in America as well, with all this loneliness, all these people, unmarried people, men not wanting to get married and so on and so forth, you know? So what is that pushing forth, you know? Pushing towards a market for these damn sex robots, all right? Putting you into a system, you know, a place or a system to where you're going to be used to like a virtual reality. All right. Actually, so that this video don't get deleted, I'm gonna make this a 2-part. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this here video out, and I'm gonna come back with a second part with the other article in there. All right. Low willingness part of the article was edifying to you. Until next time, I say, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakar Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone on top of this truth, and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth sincerely in the four corners of the earth. Stay tuned for part 2. Shalom.